r/AskReddit.
What is an example of pure evil?
A response to the post.
Child sex trafficking.
A response to this comment.
It literally ruins these innocent children's lives before they can do anything about it. Disgusting.
A response to the post.
https://n.m.wiki.org/wiki/murder_of_Gabriel_Fernandez. I posted this on another Reddit thread a few weeks ago. Read at your own risk, but some of the more shocking elements. This poor 8-year-old boy was tortured to death by his parents, mom and stepdad, because they believed he was gay. He was often locked in a box at the foot of their bed for days at a time. They starved him, beat him, broke his bones, burned him with cigarettes, forced him to urinate/defecate on himself by depriving access to a toilet, and then punished him for it. Forced him to sit in freezing cold baths to reduce visible bruises. Lied to social workers and said he was visiting family when he was actually bound and gagged and locked in the box in their bedroom. At his autopsy, the ME found BBs, yes, from a BB gun, lodged in his testicle and face. They also found cat litter in his stomach, and it was later revealed by a sibling that Gabriel was responsible for cleaning the litter boxes for the mom's 7 cats. If the parents found feces in the boxes after he was supposed to have cleaned them, he was made to eat it. They made him eat spoiled food, and if he threw up they forced him to eat his own vomit. The worst part is, he only lived with them for 8 months. He lived the first 7 years of his life with the mom's uncle and his partner in Mexico. Mom took him back because 2 gay men are not appropriate caregivers for a young boy, not my words, was in the Netflix doc, and because they wanted to receive welfare benefits for him. So this poor kid who was happy and raised with love for 7 years gets suddenly yanked away from the only home he's ever known and then tortured to death. This is pure fucking evil. I hope the stepdaddy got initiated into the Rosebud Club his first 15 minutes in prison. Edit. For so many people asking, geez, I didn't realize this angry comment would bring so much attention. NSFW Rosebud definition. https://www.google.com/amp/s/www.urbandictionary.com/define.php% 3 term equals rosebud and amp equals true.
A response to the post.
Some guy in the 80s who worked in a lab injected his infant son with HIV-infected blood so his son would die, a horrible death, and he wouldn't have to pay child support. Edit. 1992, not 80s.
A response to this comment.
That happened in the 90s, which was apparently a thing doctors did back then. Drive. Richard J. Schmidt https://n.m.wiki.org/wiki/richard_j. Who was the first man to be convicted using viral DNA as evidence was in '94, 2 years after Brian Stewart injected his son but before he was caught. I'm surprised more people don't know about it given the overwhelming trashiness of the whole situation. Married Schmidt and has married, to somebody else, nurse had an affair. They eventually have a child. At this point Schmidt feels like she should be dedicated to him, so he starts stalking her and messing up her dates with her other boyfriends. She ends the relationship. For whatever reason he is like, hey, you need to let me give you a B12 shot. The reasons for this are not known exactly, but at the time employees of the hospital gave another salacious reason why doctors and nurses were getting B12 shots willy-nilly. Hint, it's not because of late-night work sessions. She agrees, and he injects her with HIV and Hep C. She starts feeling funny almost immediately, gets tested, finds the results and takes it to the police. They investigate him, he goes PSHHHHHH, she has my baby while married to another guy, she got it naturally. They take the accusation back to her, who responds with the truth, no, here is my husband, these are my boyfriends, test them. Absolutely the right thing to do but salacious as hell for Central State Louisiana in the 90s. All their tests come back negative, then they went on to pull the DNA from the HIV and prove it was the same as the HIV from one of Schmidt's patients. He committed the act in 1994. He was arrested July 1996. The reason I know all of these random little facts is in May 1995 my mother almost died giving birth to my brother and had to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks. She became close with the support staff and stayed in touch with 2 of the nurses, I think maybe even still. The drive that saved her life and nursed her back to health was Drive. Schmidt. Mom says she kept having people saying weird platitudes like he really is who you want to be relying on right now, no matter what is being said. She had no idea why until he was arrested a year later. She also worked with the wife of a serial murderer/rapist for several years during this period, meeting him multiple times a year. Louisiana in the mid-90s seems like it was way more fucked up of a place looking at it now than what it felt while living there as a child.
A response to the post.
Joseph Fritzl, based in Amstetten, Austria, held his daughter captive for 24 years. During this time he assaulted her, sexually abused and raped her numerous times during her imprisonment inside a concealed area in the cellar of the family home. The abuse resulted in 7 children, 3 remained in captivity with their mother, 1 died shortly after birth and the other 3 raised by him and his wife Rosemary.
A response to this comment.
Ugh, this was the worst thing I ever read in my life. I read about his evil actions in high school. He lied to his wife and said his daughter ran away and joined a cult. What kills me, she was living in a hidden basement under the same house he lived in. This is as sick as it gets.